The new patriotic party is predicting a slip back into the energy crisis if the NDC's mandate is renewed in the upcoming general elections.
Well, at a news conference in Accra, the party's policy advisor, Boakye Jako, insists that the government's measures to solve the crisis are not sustainable.
The country's energy crisis deepened about 3 years ago, with calls on government to institute measures to forestall it. As part of remedial measures, Ghana is importing some 600,000 barrels of crude oil monthly at a cost of about $30 million to fire thermal plants. Government is also purchasing power from Ivory Coast, which it describes as strategic. But NPP's policy advisor Boakye Jako argues measures by government to solve the energy crisis are not sustainable. According to the party, importation of power from Côte d'Ivoire will not be possible from the next few months because that country will be experiencing the dry season by then and will not be able to supply Ghana with power. The NPP claimed gas supply from the Jubilee oil fields will stop as the FPSO is expected to shut down for repairs work for a period between 3 and 6 months, from which the Asogli and Ameri power plants will not be able to generate power.
Ghana will experience up to 700 megawatts of power shortage early next year, which may be dragged lower as Akosombo is being overdrafted in spite of the low water levels. The direct consequence of this is load shedding.
NPP's policy advisor said an Akufo-Addo-led government will ensure transparency in awarding contracts to companies in the power sector, while government's negotiations with China to improve the country's power supply will be reviewed.
The NDC is busily entering into a deal with the Chinese that will mortgage all our gas supply away over the next 19 years. Yes, over 5 election cycles. If we allow it to happen, will be the longest suicide note ever signed by any government elected to protect and promote the national interest of any sovereign state.
The party promised reliable and stable power supply if voted into power.
Nana Akufo-Addo will fully utilize the goodwill we expect to have with the Buhari government to negotiate with the federal government of Nigeria and WAPCO for resumption of gas supply.